me tua hau I kōrero whakawāti tēnei kaupapa o te pōnei. Nō reira, kōrero tāpito tēnei. E raro tēnā o raro taki raro pau I ko raro pawaka. Tāku taki pau. E o whenua tuku kere kere tuku anana. Kai Hawaii ko mātiti tua mātiti ako mātiti aro kōtiki e. Whai pātahi e pui te raki ora. E roko ki waho, matatai mau te aro tūmani I tua raki. Kai te waro tu kō I tu hāti hei Mâori ora. Reira kia koutou ngā kupu tāwhito. Ngā tupuna I atu rā. Reira, I mihi atu ki ngā tuinga. Nō reira, kupu hou, mi atu kia koutou anō, o te au whiriwiri, nō reira, e mi atu kia koutou. Engari, urua kai taka whiroka ki tau rekereka, ai taka kiki no noro tani e mātou. E hana ana te tīwhana te ei Mâori ora. Kia oka.
Whakaaturanga o ngā taonga o roto nei o ngā kohikohinga motukake o ka kite wānaka o Tipoti. Nō reira raurakatira mā, mai tēnā o ngā pipo o te motu, nau mai haru mai ki roto I te kohikohinga nei. Kāti kaitahu, kāti mamai, kāti huirapa, waitaha, rapu wai. Hea rātou mā te mana o tēnei whenua, nō reira tēnā rā koutou katoa. Tai noa kia tātou nei ka tahi anō ka whai mai ki ngā pontu nei, tēnā hoki tātou. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Lorraine Johnston, the Heritage and Collections Librarian here at Dunedin Public Library. And I have great pleasure in welcoming you to the Heritage Collections tonight, to the opening of our latest exhibition. The exhibition that you're about to see started as a way to showcase some of the Māori material that we have here in the collections. Those of you that are here tonight are probably in the know, but out there in the community there's a bit of a perception that all the Māori stuff is in Hocken, and that Dunedin public don't have a lot. And I was wanting to dispel that to some extent. I started off with the whakatauki, toi te kupu, toi te mana, toi te whenua, and the original thought was to have an eclectic collection of materials covering both the language and the land. When I started collecting material up, I found we have such a wealth of material there wasn't room to shop all in one collection. So we can look at this maybe as part one of the exhibition. This is Toi Te Kupu, which is about the language, and more particularly the Māori language in print. It tells a number of stories which are all interwoven together, stories about the development of an orthography for the Māori language, which was not in written form before the arrival of Pākehā, although there were pictorial ways of recording history, but not a written orthography as we understand it in the Western world. And that development came about from the missionaries who first came here in the early 1800s, and their mission, of course, was to convert, and the way to convert was to get Māori language written down so that the Gospels could be translated into Māori. So you will see one of the streams of our story is about the religious material that was translated into Māori. There's the story, so there's the story of the orthography, there's the story of the development of the translation of religious materials for the instruction of Māori. We also tell a story about Māori grammars and education, teaching the Māori language, which starts off as being a way really of teaching Māori to Pākehā so that they can communicate with Māori when Māori was the strongest language in this land, through to today where Māori grammars are being written by Māori and others to instruct Māori who are relearning their language, which was for a period in very real danger of disappearing. And we also celebrate the fact that today there are young Māori once again being born and brought up with Te Reo as their first language. So our story tells of those journeys using the materials that we have here in the collections. It's not the story, it is our story, and it reflects what we have here. And we have used both old material, for which we have to thank people like Robert McNabb, who had the foresight to collect all those materials in the early days, through to what we are still collecting, because this is a heritage collection, and part of the function of a heritage collection is to continue collecting for the future heritage of the land. So we reflect that as well in this exhibition. I wish to acknowledge the Hocken Collections, who loaned us the very first orthography, or the very first grammar of Māori that was published. Unfortunately, we don't have a copy here, and Hocken have a facsimile copy of that first grammar, which they have loaned us and we have on display here as well. I'd also like to acknowledge all the people, the whole team that goes into exhibitions of this kind. My name goes on the brochure. I'm the one that gets to stand up here and say, here's my exhibition, but it would never have happened without the support of a huge team of people here at Dunedin Public Library who were there. Kathleen and her team in bindery who make all the mounts and for the materials so that they're displayed nicely for you to be able to look at them. The marketing team who do a huge amount of work in promoting the collections, creating the banners, creating these, your exhibition guides, and just everybody really that's been supportive through this, my very first exhibition. So thank you to all those people. I encourage you, when you have a look through the exhibition, to pick up a copy of the exhibition guide, because the exhibition is very much arranged as a story, and to fully understand the story you need to read the story in the booklet as you go around and look at the cases.